What's up, guys? Today I just wanted to come on here and talk a little bit about what I've learned so far from working at a restaurant. I do a lot of different things at the restaurant. I clean tables sometimes, I'm a busser. I also help bring the food to the tables, as well as do to-go orders. So I'm not a server, unfortunately, but that's what I do. And I just want to talk about, just like I said, what I've learned and some of the experience that I've gotten and the lessons that have been important to me. So the first thing, I don't really have a script for this video, but I'm just gonna yap about it. The first thing is that if you want to progress, if you get a job as a busser or a host as a restaurant, in my opinion, or at least what I've learned just from this brief experience that I've had, I've maybe worked there for 5 months max, or 4 even, is that you need to be very vocal with what you want at the place. So for example, with me, I really didn't want to bus. I mean, it's fine, I don't mind busing, but I really wanted to move up. I want to be a server, ideally. So just being very vocal with the managers and with the managers, yeah, and talking to them and telling them what you want, and just making it very clear that you are someone who should be an option, because you can be a really good worker, but if you're not vocal, if you don't make yourself seen, if you're kind of a quiet person, you'll stay in the same place. And I think this is true for obviously the restaurant business, but I think also for a lot of other things in life and other jobs. When you make yourself seen, things happen. And it's interesting because it's not always the employees that are actually the best at their jobs that do move up and get higher salaries and get better positions. I've found that it's actually the ones that just kind of are loud and almost obnoxious, and not obnoxious, but just very vocal with what they want to the higher ups, and make it very clear what they want. The next thing is that you need to work hard. And I think there's a period that is very important when you get a job, where you need to, for at least the first 3 months, you need to be a perfect employee, in my opinion. If you want to get a raise or move up in some way, I think those first 3 months, when you're building trust with your employer, and even if it's a big job and there's lots of employees, it's really noticeable when you're the type of person that works as much as they can, picks up all the shifts they can, is always going to work for someone else. When you're at work, you're always doing your best, you're working quickly, you're getting as much done as you can. Obviously, you're never late, right? 5 minutes early at the minimum, always very important. And just being as helpful as you can, always asking the managers for help. Whatever type of job it is, let's say it is a restaurant job, asking the servers if they need help, just your fellow peers in the restaurant or the whatever kind of workplace it is. I feel like I can't really talk too much about other type of workspaces, because this is my only job that I've ever had. The other thing I wanted to talk about is just that why I think everybody should have a restaurant job at some point in their life. What it's taught me, I've talked to a lot of people since having this job. I'm 18 right now. I just turned 18, and I've built connections, not necessarily insane, I'm not gonna get an internship from my connections, but just meeting new people, making new friends, and talking to customers. It's so good experience if you can talk to customers, especially in a restaurant environment where there will not often, but there will be probably more upset customers there than at most jobs, right? If you work at Target, maybe there'll be upset customers, I don't know, for whatever reason. But at a restaurant, there's just a lot more variables that can go wrong. Food being too slow, food being too hot, food being too cold. Like I said, too slow, waiting too long. Even the food getting there too quick. That's something I've seen people get mad at sometimes. Whatever, I don't know. But just, yeah, basically that sums that up. There's a lot of dealing with upset customers, And just, I think learning that it's like, not that it doesn't matter, but learning that you shouldn't take that personally, and learning that that's just kind of how it's gonna be if you work in a job or a service with other people. Like, people are gonna get mad and they're gonna be frustrated with the service, and it's just something you have to kind of go with and learn to live with, and yeah, do interact with them in the best way possible. So yeah, that's basically all I had to say for today. So thank you very much for watching, and also thank you to everyone that gave suggestions on my last video for what kind of videos I should make soon. I really appreciate it, and I will be making those shortly. Thank you, and I will see you in the next video, guys, and please subscribe. It would mean a lot. All right, peace.